my rules. And I'm not wearing my pajamas today or my yoga pants or even my apron because I just got done with my day on Zoom, and that's why I am wearing flip-flops, because Zoom apparently is never going to go away. And so because it's been a busy day and you can hear my jangling, that means I've been doing some explaining about politics today where realtors are concerned. So that means I need a cocktail. So before we make supper, let's make a cocktail. Now, I was hanging out with the Richmond realtors in Virginia. And of course, I'm in Concord, but I could kind of like Zoom for letting me hang out with them. So I got my baby mason jar. And this was actually sponsored by Magnolia Green. They have this recipe called Producer's Punch, and it was tasty. So yes, I've already had one. But because it is election season, I'm having another one. You need some rum, and I'm using my Muddy River Distillery. I love their coconut because it smells good and tastes good. And you need about 1.5 ounces. That's a finger and a half, and that's about yay much. I'm half tempted to finish off my bottle, but frankly, it's the middle of the week, so I shall keep myself smart. Then you need some orange juice, and I've got this little miniature bottle that Magnolia sent me. So put in about 1 ounce of that, so just about half again as much as you have. And then some pineapple juice, and I love pineapple juice, so I'm gonna put in some extra of that. And then we're gonna squeeze a lime in there. So get your lime, I'm gonna squeeze it, get some lime juice in there. I guess you could get that store-bought stuff in the jar if you want to, but it's better if you buy a fresh lime and squeeze it. Plus get your frustrations out for the day, squeeze that lime good. And then I've got my little wheel, see, because I'm gonna feel fancy this evening. But I'll use the knife that I cut my lime with to stir it up, because why add dishes if you don't have to? So that's my very festive cocktail that I'll be having after I'm finished with y'all. But we're making a 6-ingredient supper tonight. 6 ingredients, cheap and easy. Put your oven at 350. Y'all already know that's kind of like my magic number. Get your 9x13 casserole dish out. So pretend you're going to church. You know, that's the ticket to the Southern Baptist Church is a 9x13 dish. And so we're gonna put some cooking spray in it, because I frankly don't feel like getting out the Crisco this evening. And this is butter flavored. Although, honestly, I have butter flavored Crisco too, but I'm just gonna use the spray stuff. And before y'all ask, no, I did not really change my hair, but I got it cut today. And I don't mess with Noel. He fixes it how he's gonna fix it. He lets me spray it and I roll on. I'll put the flip back in it tomorrow. So here's your 6 ingredients that you need, friends. You need a box of Uncle Ben's wild rice, and we like the original recipe, long green and wild rice. It's a 6-ounce package. And what you're gonna do is open this up, and we're gonna dump it in the casserole dish. This is kind of a dump casserole, not because it's a dump of a house, but I forgot my seasoning packet. Let me open up my seasoning packet and just kind of sprinkle it in there. I'm sure Uncle Ben's got some fancy herbs. So that interruption was not brought to you by editing. That was brought to you by an agent trying to sell one of my listings. And so yay, your local realtor friend, and yay for my clients for entrusting me with their house. I can sell yours too, just so you know. But anyway, you need a can of cream of chicken soup. And those of y'all that did not grow up in the 70s and 80s might not know that every decent casserole has a cream of soup in it somehow, some way. But because I'm y'all's usual friend, I forgot to get that's the wrong spoon. That's the pretty one. I don't use my pretty one for digging soup out the can. So let's get our fancy Publix brand here. That's what was on sale this week. So let me just dump that can here with my Uncle Ben's long green and wild rice. And it's really good, actually. If you've never eaten this stuff straight out the can, I do highly recommend it. It's good. And then I use cream of bacon soup for my second one. And if you want to pretend that you're healthy, you could buy the cream of celery, cream of mushroom, frankly, cream of anything. They all taste about the same. But because it says bacon, bacon's frankly my favorite vegetable. So we're just gonna dump that on in here. I see some chunks of bacon. It's such a good friend and a nice fall family casserole. You can't go wrong. Now, you could fix your own bacon if you want to feel fancy, but this is not about fancy. This is about ease, friends. And then I've got a can of diced tomatoes. I've got the Harris Teeter brand. I'm going to drain it, though. I don't want the sauce from it because that will mess up the consistency for my rice. So I drained off the extra liquid. Let's dump that in here. For the record, yes, I'm absolutely going to rinse my cans and recycle them because I'm, you know, considerate of the environment like that. Now we're just going to mix these in a little bit and get them started in with the rice. Now you're going to take that empty cream of chicken soup can, and we need a can and a half of water. Now the reason I'm going to use my cream of chicken soup can, because it tastes good. See, it's got the flavor still in there. So we need a whole can of water from this soup. And let's just dump that on in there. This looks kind of nasty off the bat, just for the record. You need another half a can. So a can and a half of water to feed your rice. If you like crunchy rice, I guess you could leave the water out. And you know what? At some point in your cooking life, you're going to leave the water out and you're going to find out real quick why you won't do that twice. So we're going to mix that in. And see, look, it just does not look good, but I promise y'all it's going to taste good. Just trust me, okay? You got to have some trust and know that your favorite local realtor here will not steer you wrong. I will make you fat probably, but I won't steer you wrong. And make sure your Uncle Ben's seasonings get spread around in there. I don't know what Uncle Ben put in the package, but it's very good. And so I don't judge, I just cook. All right, got that mixed in, kind of evenly spread. And now we need chicken. And so you're gonna need about a pound package, but because I bought too much, I have a 2-pound package. So we're gonna get 2 pounds of boneless, skinless thighs. Now I like thighs because they have more flavor than the breast meat does. I find it to be dry and boring. And so judge if you will that I'm right. And now because a viewer told me I had ought to, I'm rinsing my chicken. She said it's something about the butcher. I don't know, but I will trust her because she seemed very sincere. And I do really trust sincere people. So I'm rinsing my chicken, laying it on top of my rice mixture. So you see, this is not a very labor-intensive process. We are just letting the oven warm up. And now after I get my chicken on the top, I'm going to bust out a little bit of seasoning for the top of the chicken, which is, frankly, just salt and pepper. So I probably should have told y'all I had some salt and pepper. That might make me 7 ingredients instead of 6. But hey, close enough. All right. My rinsed chicken is laid upon the rice mixture. Let me rinse my hands real quick because that just feels kind of gross. And don't worry, friends. I'm going to clean everything up with some Lysol here in a minute. Now we need some salt and pepper on the top. And actually, I'm going to use my Hawaiian seasoning salt because it's garlic and onion and pepper. And I like how it tastes. And I would like to go back to Hawaii sometime, get some more. I think I get to go in April with the realtors. So please, Jesus, let that happen. Okay, so there's our flavoring. And now, this is where it gets easy. Get you a piece of tin foil. We're going to cover it up and let it bake. It can take anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half. It depends on your oven, friends, because you know I don't know what kind of kitchen you have. But you want to make sure that you're sealed up, and that's going to let the rice absorb all the liquid. If your tin foil is not sealed, it will escape. And I've got a little escape seasoning route over here. We're going to have to fix that. Dadgubbit, I'm going to have to get a fresh piece of tin foil because I can't have a vent where I don't need a vent. You know, this is very important to get it completely sealed up. And now, you do not want to open this while it's cooking, y'all. If you open this, you will let all the steam and the heat out, and your rice will not absorb all the liquid. Now, if you want to, you can kind of look in the edge of your casserole dish here. Trust me on this. I know you want to open it. I know you have no patience, and you want to just lift the corner just a little bit. I promise you it's worth it. So set your timer for an hour the first time you cook it and see where you land on either side. I'm probably going to have mine in for about an hour and a half because my oven is a little bit on the slow side, if you know what I mean. And when you take it out, just make sure your chicken doesn't have any pink, and you will have the easiest one-pot dinner ever. We'll see you in an hour and a half, see what you think. So it's been an hour and a half because my oven doesn't cook super hot. And so again, you might adjust that time frame after the first time you fix it. But now we have the big reveal. Y'all ready for this? Because we did not peek, right? We kept our distance from our casserole. close the oven back. Don't have to heat the whole indoors. And so now, you ready for this? Dun, dun, dun. Peel up our edges and, oh, it looks so good. We're gonna take our knife and check it out real quick and make sure it's cooked all the way through, because you know chicken needs to be cooked. Shazam, we're cooked. Let me get that camera where y'all can see that glorious goodness there. Now all your friends and family have to, let's keep using my same knife. All they got to do is get a big old scoop full of rice, tomatoes, chicken. Healthy, cheap, easy. I'll see y'all next time on My Kitchen, My Rules.